And we're back. Ubisoft is getting ready to launch the beta for their brand new first-person shooter arena style 6v6 XDefiant. Let's talk about what we're looking for in the game. Kalikalikalow. Now over 300 subscribers strong as we go from 0 to 1,000, and maybe one day I actually pay for Windows. But until then, you know, continue to hit the like button, comment, hit the share button. I do have some codes to give out, so let's try something. Let's go for 100 likes or 50. And then I'll randomly pick whoever made a comment and then give them a code. But you got to be on Ubisoft Connect and in the US and Canada. So let's do that. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so the conversation that we're going to have is obviously about XDefiant, which is going live shortly for the beta. And with the NDA being signed, there's not much I can say at all. So I'm like, let me do something before everything starts. So I did a previous video that was like, why do we need this game? Did the community ask for this? And I was like, the community did ask for this. They do want more battle royale games that keep players chasing the carrot, getting the kills, getting the rewards, the perks and things of that nature, whether cosmetic or just for bragging rights. You got killers out here in these streets, okay? In any game right now, I mean, it's evident. You have people who literally get into a server, even if it's an old game like an older Call of Duty or even Hyperscape, and they'll get in just to kill people, just to post it online. Like, that's just, it is what it is. So people are constantly looking for something. So with that being said, it's like, hey, the community does need this, because we just want to look at the buffet of arena shooters, first person shooters, third, whatever your whatever your ice cream is that you like to dig onto. That it is what it is. And devs want that to be there, and they're like, pick me, I hope you pick me. You look at the situation with Splitgate, a game that's been out for a while already, and it has a brand new life. It's like 40 to 50,000 people on PC, because now they've started a beta where they're playing crossplay with PC and console gamers, right? So almost 50,000 people are playing this game, where there wasn't that many people playing it just months ago. People want to play something, they're going to go around. So it's a perfect time for Ubisoft's XDefiant. You know, some people are not happy with the situation that's going on Call of Duty. People are upset with hackers and things of that name. I wouldn't say hackers, but cheaters in general. We'll call it what it is. And so this is a perfect time for this game to come out and get that feedback. Now, hopefully there's a lot of people that get a chance to play this. And I don't know, because the last Ubisoft shooter, if I'm correct, was Hyperscape, and I don't think anybody plays that anymore. And like I said in a previous video, I played it when it was through the beta testing, and it just, I don't know what it was. I don't know. It just was very generic. So many buildings that really didn't do anything, and it didn't grab me. If it's your cup of tea, put in the comments why you like it, why you still play it. Now, moving on, the fact that players do get bored with certain shooters and they're looking for more gives this beta a great opportunity to get as much feedback, especially as they roll out more and more players. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't even know how long the beta is going to be. As of right now, there's no timetable on it, but I'm sure we're going to find out when this beta is going to end. Now, I'm going to do something I never really ever do: write stuff down and then go off of a list. If you've been here for the 400 plus videos I put out, being a new content creator, streamer, master of none, then you'll realize that a lot of times I'm cutting some of the best one take promos ever in, I don't know, video history. So what I did was I just wrote stuff down, right? I just wrote stuff down, listening to the 6-part mini series I put out. I hope you enjoyed it. And so let's just see what happens. What I'm looking for this game, and just a background on me playing shooters, I'm casual, okay? So if you're looking for like some hardcore 360 no scope, go for like 17 kill streak, you're looking for someone that carries the team on their back, they play with the worst gun just to show how good they are, they make another account to pretend they're a noob, to carry noobs, or just, nah, that's not the Dat Panther. That Panther is a casual person who plays this game knowing I'm going to die more times than I'm gonna get a kill. I'm gonna get hyped to the little kills I get, and my style is I like to do heal or support. I like to help the team. I don't have to be the dude out front because I'm just gonna be the first one to die anyway. So let me help bring down the HP, and you finish them off. Knock yourself out. I'm here for the team. Let's get the dub, right? So, and my aim is potato. So with that being said, I'm looking for a game that's teamwork first, okay? And I think this game has the opportunity to be teamwork first with the abilities they have in this game. I'm not worried about the look of the game. I think they're going to do a great job taking maps that already exist, telling a story, and at the same sense, having functionality. I don't think anyone's going to really complain about the map. Now, the map versus the mode and how the synergy of that's a different conversation. But the map and the look of the game, shooters look good. It's just what it is. And the guns are going to be their front and center part of the game. And I feel like it's got to go hand in hand with teamwork, because when you play games like Apex Legends or some of the other shooters, if you're not able to talk to your team members, the game is for you as a team member is a complete disadvantage. Can you possibly get kills? Yes, but you're at a disadvantage. So I'm looking for a game that's going to have teamwork first, whether they're going to have to figure something out where it's more a reward for getting wins versus, well, the person just playing, they're just trying to go through their battle pass, their season pass, so it doesn't matter. They can care less about teamwork. The other thing is the movement, the recoil. In other videos, I put out what came out as far as purposely leaked information, and the movement was Ubisoft movement. And what I mean by that, if you've played any Ubisoft game, the movement is familiar. But to me, and what people are trying to get out of I know it's not a battle royale, but a arena 6v6, is the movement is slow. I feel like it's slower than Apex Legend. I feel it's slower than Splitfire, if I'm saying it correct. So I don't know if they're able to, I guess, speed up their animation, but if they're coming in with the same Ubisoft movement, it is going to turn some people away. The recoil in the gun, right? Again, I'm not a gun expert. I'm not a shooter expert. I enjoy watching people who know what they're doing, right? And the conversation that's coming off in the community is looking at pistols versus looking at some of the bigger, or the snipers or bigger guns, where the recoil, the balance on the recoil and how it appears to affect the player needs balancing. Now, again, this is just going from a little small, we don't know what portion of these videos we saw versus what we're going to get a chance to mess with in the beta, and what balancing and things like that have been taken care of. The other thing I'm looking for is modes without the ability. I think the abilities are cool, they're fun, especially if the abilities aren't like Overwatch, or even Valorant, where it's like they're the star of each match, right? You spam them and that's how you win. Versus it's nice to have, it's a whiskey with a few drops of water in it, it's nice, but on its own, the whiskey is the star, right? So if that is the case, I think that's a positive thing. But I would like to see some of these modes that they're going to let us, maybe not in the beta, but down the road, where there is no abilities whatsoever. And with the fact that we've seen like one of those robots for the escort missions or modes, will let us know that you get to pick grenades or maybe abilities from like, what if the Black Tusk was there? You know, if you ever played Division 2, you know how annoying the Black Tusk is, and dealing with MP, like what's it called, EMP grenades or anything like that technology to shut down the skill. So if you had something, I don't know if the abilities have something to counter that, but that could really mess up another team's day, that if you just nullified their abilities. Or there's just modes where no one has abilities. That'd be interesting. But like I said, the balancing of the abilities, the balancing of the guns, so it feels good, and the movement, I think, is really important. Now, we don't need a story to connect. It doesn't have to be as deep as the previous Division games or, you know, typical Ubisoft games. But I honestly believe that's one of the reasons why I just didn't get involved with Hyperscape, and why I still look to whatever the story is for Fortnite or Apex. Even though I don't play the games like that, it's something that, I don't know, it just grabs my attention to hear a story from a character, even if it's a little small shell shaded comic style cutscene right before you load the game. So I don't think it's going to be as deep as a story driven part of it, but I would be interested in them doing something to have where you have more connection to the character, especially as they roll out more and more factions. Again, nothing where it's like it's super important, don't get me wrong. All right, so the next thing would be like streamer content, right? So streamer content or content creator corner, something like that, where they're able to, whether during the beta or when the game goes live, we don't have a date on that yet, we're able to create things from this, whether how to, whether just funny, whether just, you know, clips of me getting killed over and over again, whatever the case is. If we're able to do that but not have to worry about our video being taken down or the music being done this same way where people are streaming the game and doing things of that nature. So to have clarity on something like that, whether there's a mode for the music, whether they let us know up front that this stuff is allowed and it isn't, again, not referring to the beta because of the NDA, but just in general, people want to know exactly what they can do as far as creating content in today's like gaming culture. It's harder to find out. The community was talking a lot about cheating. You know, Call of Duty's dealing with it now. Other games, Apex went ahead before the season and they banned a little over 1,000 players right before the season started for cheating. PlayStation being the highest level of cheaters that they had at the time, with majority of the bans, which is interesting because a lot of times console doesn't have it as much as PC, but I guess it was a loophole with something with ranked and bronze and things of that nature. But anyways, I would love to hear from the devs. What is their conversation on the servers, places that have the servers, dedicated servers? How's the conversation of remember the tick rate that we learned in a previous video? How is that? How is the integrity of the game so players don't feel like, oh well, there's cheating? How are we doing on the fact of balancing where people don't feel like, well, the teams are lopsided? You know, you're trying to be competitive and play the game, and let's say there's levels, you're level, I don't know, 22, but you keep getting in matches where there's level 9 and 3. I could see the frustration that you're like, well, can you give me a more balanced, realistic team? Because I'm trying to get dubs. I get it. Now, I mentioned before about playing as a team, and some of the stuff, the aspects of it is, how would you be able to play as a team if someone can't talk, if the language is different? Are you able to ping? Are you able to, I mean, I can't see you being able to chat and type a chat while trying to snipe somebody, but just what's the UI communication that you'll be able to use to continue the teamwork? I would love them to address the elephants in the room, one of them being what happened to Hyperscape. Like, did you learn from Hyperscape? Are we pretending that body is sitting on the couch and nobody notices it? Or what about the conversation of, what is this game like? You can't, it's not to say you can't, but we all know that this game is supposed to be a nod towards another game. I mean, you look at Splitfire, which I mentioned earlier, that game, and the devs straight up tell you it's a mix of Halo and Portal. That's what it is. That's just what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you look at the UI and the certain gameplay from this, it seems like the inspiration of all the games that we've been talking about in previous videos, thank you for subscribing, is Call of Duty. Now take that for what you want, but that's what it is. So what makes this game different from all the other games? What makes this game different from Call of Duty, if that's where it's taking its nod from, right? Now, at the end of the day, majority of the players just care about a good game, a well-designed game, a game that has a nice synergy while you're playing the game, abilities or no abilities. So with that being said, it's addictive in a way, right? What is the carrot that they're dangling in everyone's face, right? You're getting skins for your guns, you're getting banners that you can use, you're getting what is the carrot that you're dangling in front of everybody? What's the microtransactions? What's the situation with the guns? Like, for instance, when you get a gun, right? Is it something like, if you play with, I don't know, CMG Banji, and as you keep getting kills with this SMG, the gun levels up. So if you got a gun that you really like, the recoil is nice, you're more inclined to play with that gun to level up that gun. Or is it a different way to level up multiple different things that you'll need for your loadout? But what's the carrot? What's the microtransactions? You know, it's free to play, but someone's got to pay. I should write that down. Free to play, someone's got to pay. Anyways, what is it? Like, I'm not mad at it or upset about it. It's a part of the business, but I would like to know, hey, how are we doing microtransactions? I would like to know, what did they learn from the landscape that is BR and arena? Like, when I was listening to devs talking about Battlefield 2042, you can hear them talking about their previous projects and talking about the landscape of other titles. They wouldn't say the name of the other titles, but they would talk about the inspiration behind it and the things that they saw that was slightly different. When you look at Halo and the multiplayer that's going to already come out for the holiday season, one of the things that they never said the name, but the conversation was, and I mentioned in a previous video, Destiny 2's season pass and how you lose items, and how they wanted to come up with a season pass of their own where it felt like you weren't going to lose said items. Almost what the community in Destiny 2 is looking for, they went ahead and put as a structure of their season pass. Man, so okay, look, so I'm super excited to participate in this beta. Okay, now if the voice has changed and the tone, it's different because I can look at the mic, talk to the mic. There is no more notes. I'm just talking to you guys, talking to everybody at the Panthers Den, the cool cats. Now, I'm excited that I'm a part of this beta process to get a chance to play this game and conversate with you guys in the community. You can catch me in the Discord, and we're just having a conversation about the genre of games that we enjoy, and we just want a good game. You know, whether or not the abilities do this, whether the gunplay is this, we're going to get a chance to give criticism, constructive criticism, respectful criticism, and feedback. If there is something and you're a part of this beta, there is a special forum. So there's numerous outlets that you can go ahead and give your constructive criticism on this game, and it's super important to make this game a better game, to make this game a game that you want it to be. But like I said before, I honestly feel like we're looking at a Call of Duty. I'm looking at Ubisoft with Ubisoft Motion. I'm looking at a game that's going to be familiar but still feel new. I'm not concerned with any UI stuff for the most part. I'm not concerned with any graphics or maps. I think they're going to look good and play well. I think you're looking at a really good looking game. The balancing isn't something I'm going to be too focused on, because that's something that's going to happen. That's why you're doing closed testing. That's why you're doing testing in general. But I honestly think that this is needed. You need more competition in the shooter market for any type of skill set. Now, whether or not early on you'll find out the divide between players who know what they're doing and the sweaty players who are really good at what they're doing, and there's a divide that I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that happens in any game. But excited for the opportunity to play the beta, excited for the game. As being a Division fan, it opens up the conversation to me, you know, maybe trying some of the other Ubisoft games that I really didn't pay any attention to. And yeah, you could have been anywhere in the world and you're here. I greatly appreciate that. Enjoy the beta for the ones that are in there. Again, if we, like I said, I think I said something at the beginning, like, let's go for a number of likes, share it, something, comment, whoever's in the comments, then I'll just go ahead and, yeah. So if you're in the comment, pick what faction you're going to go with. I'm going to go with the Outcast. I'm going to go with the Outcast. I feel like the two passive abilities with the healing, I can heal you if you're next to me, I can heal your team in general. Again, as long as you're not throwing a grenade to kill my skills, I think that's pretty solid. So until next time, Kalika Lika Lao.